Hello.
Hi.
So what I'm gonna do, because last time what happened was when I just put us as the speakers on the screen and made you the co-host, you had to let people in. So what I thought I'd do is just let people in, like in the first 5 minutes.
That's fine. No, they can be on.
Okay.
I don't mind him being on. That's my brother.
He said so. He said he was not going to be on the camera, and he's on the camera.
Oh, he'll turn his camera off. Hi, Ron. You're on mute.
Hi, Kath. How you doing?
Okay, yeah. You're gonna turn your video
I
off.
haven't gotten showered yet or anything, so I'm just going to listen.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
Well, good luck.
Okay. Okay, if you want to make me a co-host too, that's fine. We don't have to let anybody.
Yeah. What I
but
do. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, but that's the only way that people will be able to see on a Zoom.
So no, I'm gonna let them in. But
Yeah, it's only going to record whoever is speaking.
right.
Yeah. So that's fine.
Okay, let's see. Not share. I want to make speakers.
No, you want to make me a co-host. Go
Right.
up to go into participants and then click on my name, and there's 3 little dots next to it.
Look at you.
Oh, I'm a pro at this, yeah. And there's 3 little dots, and you want to make me a co-host.
It says make host.
No, make co-host right below that.
I only have rename. I think that's my problem.
Oh, no, you don't want to make me host though. You must have your settings up differently. So that's okay. You just let in whoever you want.
Okay.
Yeah, if you need help with setting up how your Zoom is set up, I can help you with that.
Yeah, I probably do. Oh, let Patty in.
Yeah, like I said, you just have everybody mute, and then they can watch, but it won't show
Right.
in the final. Yeah.
Hi, Patty. Welcome. We're just getting our Zoomed. I'm getting my Zoom together.
Now, are you recording this?
I will record it. I'll record, and then once we get people up on, because usually what I do is I interview you for like the first 20 minutes.
Right.
And so then I'll record that for sure, and then I will ask if anyone minds it being recorded. Usually what Lauren does is she shuts off the recording when people get on the stage, but what do you think?
I think that everybody should be on.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's well, the replay, the interaction is part of being able to do live, and then you want to be able to have what the people's reactions are to
Right.
everything. So yeah, that's my suggestion, but I'm gonna turn my phone off.
I'm going to You're on mute.
Anytime you want to go live.
Okay.
Is anybody coming on?
So far, Patty.
Oh,
And
well, hi, Patty. And my brother, yeah.
I was just going to make us speakers for the first 20 minutes, though.
Fine.
Okay. Okay. And then how do I make me a speaker?
Well, it'll automatically go back and forth to whoever is speaking when it's going to be recording. For those that are not speaking, it won't show at all.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I just see you. And so before I could do a split screen.
Well, that's not. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
I don't know why it's just showing you, not both of us.
It depends on where you have. Well, let's see here.
Sorry about this, Patty. You get to see the Oz behind the curtain.
Okay. Well, if you go up to, um, uh, yeah, I'm not sure how you have it set up. I don't see your back end, so I'm not really sure.
Okay. Well, what we'll just do then is we'll just bring everybody up who wants to be up.
Well, what I'm saying is that when the recording comes, it will end up showing
Whoever's talking.
whoever's talking. Yeah.
Okay. So let's get started. I am going to record this just to let you know, and record.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay. Well, welcome everyone. We had a little bit of I had a little bit of a rough start. Technology is not my thing. I love it and I hate it. So here we go. Welcome to Women Disrupting LinkedIn. I'm so excited to have Kathy here. She is really a remarkable, you are a really a remarkable woman. And so I would just like to take a few minutes, not a few minutes, maybe 1 minute, and just get grounded a little bit and just get us present to here. So if you want to make sure that your feet are on the ground, and you can close your eyes if you want, or you don't have to, but we just breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and just repeat in your head after me. I am worthy. Breathe in, breathe out. I am loved. Breathe in, breathe out. I am a disruptor. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, let's get started. I'm really excited about this. I'm so happy that Kathy's on. I've been part of her group for a little bit. You just launched, which I'm excited for you to talk about. So I want to hear why we are here. Why did you start your group and your community for women over 55? Why was it so important to you?
Well, it's the Golden Connections. It's a virtual community. It's a part of a solution for the Golden Life community. And maybe if we start with the Golden Life community, then that would make sense. It was started 2 years ago based on my own personal experiences. I I'm 78 years old, and I experienced some major health issues. And during the time that I had these health issues, I realized that there are so many women that are experiencing the same type of things that I was experiencing. Lots of transitions, and like you say, in the disruption part of a woman's life, which happens mostly after 55 when you go through menopause, and then you've got all of these hormonal things going on, and then all this crap comes up, and before you know it, you've got all of these things, what to do with this, what to do with that. And for some women, they're thinking about what to do with mom, what to do with maybe even moving or divorce or all of these challenges. We don't know as women how to handle this when we've got our hormones really going at high levels. So what I realized at that time was here I am on my deathbed and I'm given a life sentence and I'm told I'm only going to make it for a short period of time. And I realized I better get my shit in order. I better get going. I better get something going here. So I realized that women like myself, they don't know where to go. They don't know where to get the resources. I found that when I was in the hospital, they were making decisions for me, and they weren't decisions I wanted to hear. My brother, he was there when this was happening, and here they're telling me to leave the hospital. I got 104 temperature. I'm in congestive heart failure. I've got COPD exacerbation, and they're ready to send me home, which meant they're ready to send me home to die. So the healthcare system has so many things that are wrong with it.
Mhm.
I realized, no, wait a minute. I have to take control of my own healthcare. Well, then that led to I got to take care of my own finances. I have to take care of all these things. And a lot of the things that I hadn't done for years, I realized I better listen up and shape up. So that's when I was in the hospital, I did a short little video on Facebook. We formed a small little group. It was only about 300 women just on Facebook. And while it was a page that I created, and I sat in the bed, and here I am with 104 temperature. I'm talking to these women. I'm laughing about what's happening, and I'm telling them that we got to do something now, ladies. Well, I didn't even realize it, but it went viral. I got over 100,000 views. I got
Wow.
over 2,000 women that responded. And with this response, it was phenomenal because they came back and they said, we want something like this. We need something like this. So it was the ability for them to be able to come to a private and seek a sacred space. So it took 2 years to find the right platform, to find the right area and the right way to put it together. And that's what we have now. And we've got a community that is dedicated to women who want to co-create and contribute, not women that are looking back and saying, what's in it for me? What are you going to do for me? We want women that are coming forward and saying, I really want to be able to help and I want to be able to contribute. So that's where it started.
Wow. That is pretty heavy. What would you say your life was before? I mean, obviously the wake up call was being in the hospital bed. But how were you living your life up to that point? I mean, why? I mean, it's such a monumental thing to have happened to you. Were there signs along the way? Were there things that you were doing with your life that finally your body's like, hey, stop, no longer?
Yes. My entire life has been chaotic. It's been up and down. I've been a trailblazer. I've been a risk taker. I've been one that will stand up for the little guy. I've always been involved in some kind of chaos. And I like myself for that. Actually, I love the idea that I'm willing to be a warrior and I'm willing to put my foot out and I'm willing to say what I feel and I don't care. And now even more so, I really don't care. I can say and do whatever I want to do,
Right.
which is really a dynamic a position to be in. But yes, I've been married, I've been divorced, I've been widowed, so I've been all of them. Now I'm single again. I'm of course I have health issues. I'm on 24/7 oxygen. I'm on a walker. I don't get around very much. So I have to make the best of what I have. So that this transition went from being a very successful woman in the business world. I was in the healthcare industry for 34 years. I developed the first PPO in Illinois. I've been a health advocate. I've been an animal advocate. I run the Dog Connection show since 2012, which is it's a show about teaching people how to learn from their dog to be happy.
Mm.
And in order for them to do that, they have to have a dog in their life. So the purpose of the show was basically to be able to say to people, don't get a dog unless you know who they are, unless you understand where this dog is coming from, this special gift that has been given to you, this special furry creature that has been gifted and is there to change your life and to be a companion and do something for you. So it was so successful that we ended up getting close to 500,000 fans and reaching about 6 million people, and people resonated. And the most beautiful thing about it was when we said to people, if you get a dog, don't bring that dog home with the intention that they're going to be housebroken, they're going to know what's going on, they're going to know your house, they're going to know all your people, and they're not going to snap at you. This is not going to be, this is
Right.
not the way it is.
Right.
So if you're willing to take the time to learn who your dog is and let your dog learn who you are, and then you set boundaries between each other, and then you set up a line of communication and a connection at your heart level so that there's a bond created with you, then you have a good relationship. And then you'll never want to get rid of that dog because they shit in the house, because they peed somewhere or whatever.
Right. Right.
And that's the transition that we were able to make, Michelle. We were able to get people to come forward and say, you know what? I didn't bring the dog back, and I did want to because I was so upset with it constantly going in the house. The
Right.
more I got to know my dog and talk to him and notice him, the more they started to behave.
Wow.
You know, you talk about bringing your dog for behavior.
Right.
The dog will automatically behave if they feel that they are loved and that they are wanted and respected, as long as there's boundaries and discipline for them. So that's one of my great things. Now the Dog Connection has been purchased by my company, the Picture Moment Pet Productions. The Golden Life community has now purchased that because we have made a golden retriever our mascot.
Oh, cool.
Her name is Goldie.
Ah,
And our thinking on this is that every woman needs to have a dog.
wow.
And every woman who is particularly over a certain age needs that companionship. So I forgot to mention, Michelle, I don't know if you know that we also have a physical space that we're building out called the Golden Spaces.
No, you
Oh,
you failed
okay.
to
Okay.
hot off the press.
Yeah, Golden Spaces is actually it's a Golden Legacy membership community for women 55 and over who are single, widowed, and divorced. We're just in the making of it now. We're just getting our investors coming in. We have everything together in place of how it's going to be built. But if you think about a membership in a physical location, you've got a live broadcasting studio, you've got a garden area, you've got all these women that are living in different areas with the purpose of being there to co-create.
Wow. Wow.
And that's beautiful. And the extension of that is they also have the advantage of having the virtual community. And the criteria that is set up for them is similar to what's available in the virtual community. So we're very excited about the golden spaces and the notion of the golden connections.
Wow. Well, that sounds amazing. And that is so interesting that you say that about a dog. I um am 60. I live with my husband and my kids, but one is 32 and she allegedly lives at home. She's gone all the time. She's house sitting, dog sitting, whatever. And then my 21-year-old lives here. Everyone goes to sleep at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I mean 8 o'clock at night, and I'm a late out, night owl. And so I was like, I really want a dog. And so
Uh-huh.
because I was feeling, I mean, I was feeling lonely. I was feeling like I wanted a companion. Someone to, like, a warm body to be around me at the night at the nighttime as I'm doing my work. And so I adopted Buddy, and it has been the biggest joy in my life. He's the first dog or pet that's truly, truly, truly mine, truly mine. And so I'm just thrilled that you said that, and I really do believe that. And the unconditional love is unbelievable. Um, so I'm really excited to hear that you have investors in Golden Connections. Um,
We're just starting to get them in now.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So tell me about that, because I've heard that it's abysmal in terms of venture capitalists, that only 2% goes to women-owned businesses. So what's your secret? What are you doing?
Well, I am a very spiritual individual, and I can tell you that I'm in total alignment right
Mm,
now, total alignment, and I'm destined to have this happen in a lot of different ways. And Angelica Christie, Dr. Christie, she's also part of our group. Between the two of us, we are powerhouses with manifesting. I can honestly say, Michelle, that not one single person that we have presented to has said this is a bad idea. And having been in business all my life, I'm always used to hearing, well, that'll never work. That's not going to fly, and fight and try and find all the pinpoints and the loopholes and things that are not going to work. But in this particular case, it's time. It's ready. People need to know that women are the matriarchs.
hmm
The patriarchs have served their purpose. The ones that have gone through menopause, the ones that wonder, well, why did I go so crazy? What is this all about? The truth is that women were in a position to be able to raise the family, do everything, cook, clean, go everywhere, do all of these things, but they were never in a position to be able to be at the helm. Now they are.
Yeah.
Now they're ready to be at the helm. So move aside the patriarchs, because we are here. The Goldens are here. We are women that are strong, that have the ability to finally roll up our sleeves, and we can make a change. So the purpose of all of us coming together is to take our strengths and uh, our personal problems that we have and personal issues that we have, and let's air them out.
Mhm.
Let's get them out in the open. Let's take a aha, whew, and let's create together so that we can feel good about where we're going. There's so many of us that have had a passion for so many years, and what have we done with that passion? Where has it gone? We forget
Right,
about it.
right,
And then we did something really good. We developed a business. We've been an executive. We've done all these things. We've raised children. We've done all this. And now all of a sudden, boom, we're in retirement, and we've gone through menopause, and we're kind of like, okay, now is the time I'm supposed to be living my life, and they don't. They
right,
don't.
right,
They
right.
don't. They find themselves in a slump, not knowing what to do. So when you get older, then all of a sudden you're losing your friends, you're losing your health, you're losing all these things. So instead of keeping on losing everything,
Right.
why not start building and gaining stuff in your
Yeah.
life so
Yeah.
that you can become that golden person and say, you know what? I made it through the rain.
Yeah.
I made it. I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm golden. I'm good to go. And what a better way than to collaborate on creating a course,
Yeah.
writing a book,
Mm,
doing things together, traveling together, doing a lot of things. But having online events and things that women will resonate with.
Yeah.
These are the things that we're talking about. We just had our Golden Voices, which is a private meetup, and it's one thing about the platform that we have is everything is private and nobody is able to hear about it, and it's very safe. It was I was rendered to tears, Michelle, rendered to tears with the women that were sharing their personal lives and coming forward and saying, I've never shared this with anybody, let alone in a group like this,
Yeah.
and let alone to strangers.
Yeah.
And it was like goosebumps all over, just feeling about what kind of strength is that to be so transparent that you're willing to let your hair down and totally be naked and talk about who you are and the things that you've been able to go through. And then it started interacting with other women coming back and forth to each other and saying, I resonate with you.
Mhm.
I so have this. And that's what it's about. Don't we want to have an area where we can touch each other's hearts?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I love all this. It's been my experience that in middle-aged. Well, first of all, I need to say, um, the stories that have been told to women about us is that once you turn 50, you become invisible. And you're no longer viable, you don't have your periods, you might as well just go out to pasture. And and to your point, a lot of our identity is wrapped up in what we have been doing,
Mm-hmm.
being married, having kids, having a job, being head of PTA. I mean, doing. And our nature is to actually be. And so when finally you have the headspace, whether you want it or not, when you're menopause, retired, transition, divorced, widowed, whatever, losing friends, and all of a sudden you look around and go, holy fuck, what
Mm-hmm.
what am I doing? And I see women my age, like this started like in my 50s, where they just are resigned. Like they just go off and they go out to pasture. They're like, I'm not a mom anymore. My kids are other, whatever it is, their identity's gone.
Right.
And then I see other women like us that are like, hey, bring it on. Let's go back to school. Let's start a business. And all these other things. So that's why I put out there to have women even younger to not be scared about this age, to not be, I mean, let's face it, some of it is shitty. I'm not going to lie. I mean, my breasts are down to my knees. Okay. I'm not, I'm just, I'd rather they not be, but that's just what it happened, And
Yeah.
so I don't want to sugarcoat this, but I also want women to be very excited about it. And I reminds me of when I posted about my own experience with perimenopause. And for 10 years, the bleeding down the legs and the mood swings and the depression and all these other things. And I thought I was going absolutely crazy because we don't talk about it. And yet every single woman goes through it.
Yes.
So and when I posted that, every woman was like, and there was a lot of young women that said, I always heard horrible things about menopause. And yeah, there is some horrible things, I'm not going to lie, but I've never heard anything positive. And the positive part of that is you no longer have those big hormone things. You don't have periods. You don't have big mood swings. You don't have, there's a lot of joy and a lot of freedom that comes with it. So
And
that's
no more tampons and no more
no more
no more
pain.
Kotex. Yeah.
No more
No
pain
more
for
bleeding
them.
through your pants. Yeah. Yeah.
All the things, all the
Yeah.
things. So there
All
is
the above.
and then there's this thing that happens that I want to, while we're talking about the golden years, but I also want women of all ages to realize their worth and, their contribution and that you do have choices, no matter what the noise is and no matter how the narratives of shame and blame that are put on women, that we do have choices. And so I I don't want women to wait till they're 50 to go, oh, I don't give a shit about what Bob says anymore. I don't give a crap what, people say about me. So anyways, I just wanted to put that out there. I also am so excited about this Golden Connections because to your point, where do you go? I mean, when your health is failing, when you're widowed, when you're all of a sudden, I mean, there's this thing called gray divorce now. And it's a lot of women our age getting divorced, like finally going, I'm done. I'm not interested anymore.
I don't want you. I want to be in charge.
Right.
Exactly. You have been in charge all these years telling me where to go, what to do, how to do it, and everything else. And now I'm going to dust myself off. I deserve to be able to be in charge of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. So what do you, how many women are part of Golden Connections?
Right now, 25. And there's some women that are elite, not elites, sages. We call them sages. Some are founders, and the sages are ones that have a business that they can contribute to help the women. And then we have some associates as well too, which are women that are under 55 that have products, et cetera.
Oh, that's cool.
Services. And I should mention too, Michelle, that the reason that we chose to have women 55 and older, there's been a resistance saying, well, I'm 55. What do I have in common with a 75-year-old? Well, the answer is, well, you will be 75. You will be someday. And wouldn't you like to have your hand held to know what it will be like for you instead of going into it blindly and making all these stupid freaking mistakes?
Yeah.
And now if you had your hand held and these are the steps you're going to take. For every single challenge that comes to you and every single thing, you have to make lemonade out of those lemons. And how do you do that? Instead of doing oh, poor me, oh my God, this one did this to me, and oh, I can't believe they did that to me. I'm so miserable, blah, 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 blah. Why would they do that?
Yeah. I find a lot of and it's well earned, but the idea of being a victim and being a martyr, being passive aggressive. I mean, I think there's a lot of that, especially like my mom's only 20 years older than I am. So she just turned 80. And so, well, she'll be 81 actually. And so that generation is very, very different than the way I grew up and the way I'm sure I'm going to be at 80. Like she was a stay-at-home mom for a lot of years, then worked at the bank for 30 plus years. I mean, she salted the earth. They call her Saint Manita, and it was all about the family. And it was never about her, ever, ever about her. And I was just like, I remember going through a separation divorce with my first husband, and my therapist told me, you need to find, who do you look up to? And I was 32. And he goes, like, someone in your family? Is there someone, and I said, honestly, there's no one. I mean, there's no woman that I would like to, to be my mentor. There really wasn't anyone any woman that I was looking around going, that's what I want. And so to your point where you were saying I was a trailblazer, I was a rebel, it's a very lonely path when everyone's looking at you going, are you out of your mind?
Meeting is being recorded.
It can look like a very dynamic woman who is, constantly, thinking and doing and being and connecting. And so I just think that's really special for women who are 55. And then, as you mentioned, even these associates where it's like, you too, and it doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be like,
that's right.
oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. Well, what choice do you really have?
Uh, Michelle, I have to tell you that I have my downs too. I
Right.
get lonely because I'm not able to get out and I'm not able to see a lot of people. So I have to give myself my own hugs. But
Mm.
boy, do I miss it. My brother was out to see me for my birthday in March, and I couldn't stop hugging
Oh.
because it may end up being our last time that we'll see each other. We hadn't seen each other for 2 years before that, but
Wow.
it was a special time for us. And I think about things like that, and I suggest to everybody that if you know that you're on borrowed time, live that way so that you really appreciate and you're grateful for everything that comes to you. I live in gratitude and in love
Mm.
right now
Mm.
because I look and I think, look at all I have.
Right.
Look at all I really have, and look at all that's been given to me. I mean, I'm still here.
Right.
So that's a wonderful. I've surpassed what the doctors have already said, and I feel better now than I did 2 years ago.
Wow.
So that's a good thing. That's a
Right.
really good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just really excited to hear about that. And I also, again, thinking about how many years of doing, like I would say probably, I mean, I had Molly at 25 and Kelly at 28 and Jack at almost 40. So I've been doing this a long time with this mothering thing. I was married at 21 to my first husband, and now I've been married for 10 years, and now I've been married for 20 plus years with David. And so I've been, doing a lot. Um, and it wasn't until, like I said, till I got into my 50s where I was like, I'm not doing anymore. I mean,
Hmm.
I got my PhD. It was the best and worst thing I've ever done. It really shook me. It really shook me to my core. It was my first, I went to school. I mean, I've told this story before, but I went back and got my PhD because a group of women separately in their 50s had told me when I was in my 40s that, oh, just wait till you become 50, you become invisible. And I was like, hell with that. So I decided to prove them wrong and I went back and got my PhD. And the first class in leadership, there wasn't one woman mentioned. And I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And I was like the oldest one in the cohort. And so it was a long 4.5 years, a long 4.5 years of just biting my tongue at the injustices of this
Hmm.
University of San Diego that was a very patriarchal Catholic institution. And I gained a lot of weight. I got very depressed. I was sexually assaulted by a professor towards the end of my.
Oh boy.
So I got out raging mad at the world, just so pissed off. And for 2 years, I kind of slept because I was so exhausted from everything. I had also worked at UCSD for 30 years and I was unceremoniously let go when public health department took my grants. So I slept for 2 years. And then when I reawoke, I was like, I'm doing representation rebellion. I'm disrupting the stories they sell and tell about us by telling our own. Um, and I just want to give, like I said, this gift to other women who are younger than me that maybe don't have to go into the hospital or maybe don't have to have like a mental breakdown, at 52 after I got my PhD. I mean, you know, how can we, to your point, I think we are all on borrowed time. We don't know.
Hmm.
I don't.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
But we live as though we're never going to die,
right,
and we're not conscious and we're not aware of
right,
exactly what is happening. If we were to take that and look at every single thing that happens in our life and be aware of it, we'd be much better off because we can do something about something we're aware of. If
right.
we're right.
Right, right. Well, I mean, that's the whole thing is that not being aware that, just the hustle culture that we live in and the capitalistic society that we live in, buy this, do that, go on a vacation, all these things that
Hmm.
really, really don't matter. I mean, they really don't. They're nice. I mean, money's nice and
Yeah.
things are nice, but it's not it. It's the, like you said, the awareness, the being grateful, the waking up every day and going, thank you for another day. I mean, I really
Yeah.
appreciate it. And I would like younger women to start experiencing that rather than waiting till a mental breakdown or health problems but sometimes, or divorce, but sometimes that's what it takes. It's just the wake up call,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Plus there's this delusional thing about image. You've got to be young, you've got to be thin, you've got to be this, you've got to be that. And the real truth of where a woman over a certain age is what is resurrecting from her now is that inner beauty that nobody ever saw before. And
Yeah.
that's what we want everyone to
Yeah.
see is you are beautiful. I look at you and I see me. And that's what I want is I want to be able to look at you and I can look at you, Michelle, and say, I see me in you
Yeah. Yeah.
because you're a beautiful soul. And you don't look at what the outer is all
Right.
about. So
Right.
what if your hair is gray, you got wrinkles and you're fat and you're whatever it is.
Right. Right. Check.
Yeah, right. But that's what our society has done to us. It has put us in the position of no longer being noticed and no longer being seen because we're no longer attractive.
Right. Right.
And in the eyes of who?
Right.
Who?
Right.
Men.
Right. Right.
That's who we're really, because women, they don't, if a woman is really a friend with another woman or really connected,
Yeah.
they might think, I mean, I might think, boy, she's really pretty. But I'm proud of the fact that she's pretty because she represents a woman that is pretty. I
Right.
might look at a woman and I think, well, gee, she looks very, very professional. Proud of that too. Might
Right.
see a woman who is a homeless woman. There's a certain amount of elegance in a homeless woman.
Yeah.
Because they have the ability, they've got the stamina. They may have ended up homeless because they lost their job, they lost all their income. There's circumstances behind it. It's
Right.
not that they wanted to be there, but they
Right.
ended up being there.
Right. Right.
So now we come together as women and we support each other regardless of our status
Yeah. Yeah.
and our looks.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the biggest lesson, right? Like I work out at this gym and there's a beautiful on the outside woman, the Barbie, the big breast and the
Yeah,
tiny
right.
little and the butt and all,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I know.
Um, and she's
They're the size of my right thigh.
well, I don't have a waist. I always say that I look like SpongeBob SquarePants because I never have had a waist and it's just gotten less and less. So I'm just like this square body.
Yeah.
But but boy, do I really like myself. I mean, boy, I'm really proud of myself and the things that I've done. And this woman, I see her trajectory and it's not pretty. It isn't,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not pretty because
Look at me. Yeah.
look at me, and all that's going to fade, my love. All of it is going to
Yep.
fade. It's
Yeah.
not going to be, and I just feel the inner beauty, the confidence, the courage, all those C words of, of how I aspire to be and how I hope other women are. Like, there's so much more beauty inside that I have really, like, I had an eating disorder. I had, I worked out a lot. I was 100 and, 15 pounds and I'm 5'6", and so that kind of like to be attractive, that's what I felt like, right? And in control, let's just say
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
that. So it's almost a quarter till, so I'm just gonna open it up to all of us, and you don't have to speak, but you can if you'd like, and ask some questions or interact, whatever you want to do. Yeah. So anyways, I don't know if Patty, you have any questions, or if you have any if you'd like to just get on here and discuss with us.
Sure, I'll talk. I've
Cool.
never talked with
Hi,
you guys
Patty.
before. So.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hi, Kathy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Hi,
you too.
Michelle. Nice to talk with you. I have seen several of your. I used to go to your when you did the audios.
Yeah.
I go
Yeah.
to those all the time.
Yeah.
I don't always connect because I'm not from California.
Oh.
I'm in Illinois.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we have different
My
time zones.
hometown. Chicago's my hometown.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. I'm a transplant. I'm actually born and raised in Massachusetts. And I had actually a lot of female mentors growing up. Massachusetts, when I was growing up anyways, it was a very liberal. I'm not sure if it was liberal. I think it was more women had to, a lot of them were, their husbands were gone. They died young. A lot of them were widows. Very rarely were any of them divorced, but I was friends with my grandmother's friends as a teenager, especially once I got a driver's license, because they were all ready to go, hey, we're going to give up driving. Patty can drive us. So, yeah, I had a lot of teacher friends, librarian friends, and they did not let men push them around ever. They took no shit. They absolutely did not. And my own mother, she was an introvert. She's 84. So, yeah, she was raised to take care of her family and put family first. But she started a career, I think in the 70s. I think I was in junior high when she decided she was done being a full-time mom. She was going to be a physical therapist, but she got into respiratory therapy. So she did that for about 25 years. She retired at 65 and then did her little RV travel thing with her husband, with my dad. And unfortunately now they can't travel anymore. They've gotten too old. But Dad's going to be 88 this year. So
happens.
Now, are you in a position where you have to worry about what to do with mom?
I have two siblings. My brother lives in the same town with them, and he is taking more and more time taking care of them. He has pretty much spent his entire married life taking care of his in-laws, and he's got one mother-in-law left. There were two sets of in-laws, so he's got one mother-in-law left that he's basically making his wife handle her. She has 4 kids. He doesn't need to be her primary caretaker. And he's spending more time taking care of my parents. My sister is about 3 hours away. She tries to get up there once a month to do what she can. And I'm available by phone. I used to go 4 times a year. Currently I'm doing twice a year.
Yeah.
I just recently got remarried. I'm a newlywed.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And my husband had surgery, had major foot reconstruction. So it'll be a while before we get back east. But we are still planning 2 trips this year. Trying to.
Yeah, nice.
But yes, as you mentioned, Kathy, when we get older and we're getting the mobility issues, it does. We get homebound more. We've been homebound since most of this year.
Wow.
We've been mostly homebound.
Yeah, right.
But
yeah,
Kathy can appreciate that.
well, I do. I don't want to say that I accept it. Let's put it that way. I try to get out as much as I can, but it's such a hassle trying to get out between the walker and my purse and if I have to take my dog like to the vet or something, then it's my dog, my purse, my walker, my oxygen. So
yeah, my mom is having trouble. Well, she's just had sciatica this year, so she's having trouble walking her dog. She
Mm.
adopted a dog. Actually, she had been without a dog for almost 10 years, and she adopted one during the pandemic because she was like, hell, I'm stuck at home with your dad. No, we need to add somebody else to the mix.
Yeah. Oh no.
Well, my dad's like that too. I mean, I had dogs the whole time growing up. We always had dogs. I've got two right now.
I have a 17-and-a-half-year-old named Charlie.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Mine are 10 and 12.
This is Buddy.
hi, but oh my God, he's cute. That's like my Charlie. My Charlie is the Lhasa Apso mix.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What is he?
I think he's what they call it, some terrier and poodle. I can't remember.
Okay.
He's got a horrible underbite, but it's
Oh,
cute.
that's Charlie's got that too. Yeah. Yeah.
I've got a buddy too.
You have a buddy?
I have a buddy. Yeah. He's asleep. They're both asleep. This is their nap time. Buddy and Milo. I call them the terrierists.
Yeah.
Well, I love this community. It's like very interesting how dogs have, become our companions and sort of our go-tos that, we're, your husband just had major surgery and has made you, pretty much homebound. Kathy's homebound. And the idea of developing these communities of women, that's what I'm doing with, my disruption, as developing this community of women, because for me, and I know I haven't met one woman that hasn't necessarily felt like this, especially, I will just say, white women don't have the kind of community that other women have.
Mhm.
It's we're put in this position of competing with each other,
Exactly. Competition.
and
And
not
prestige and status.
Mhm.
right, and hustling and getting stuff and doing stuff and being at the forefront and all those other things, because that's what the culture wants us to do.
Mhm.
And we fall in line. And the other thing is that part of the culture is that there's not enough for you guys. There's not enough for you women. There just isn't. This is your little bird seed, and now you all have to peck at each other to get to the bird seed.
Yeah.
And it's such a lie. It's such a lie. And when we get together in these kinds of groups, there's not one time when a woman hasn't said, wow, I thought I was the only one that was, feeling lonely or misunderstood.
Right.
Or not in community. So the idea, to your point, Kathy, where you've had these Zoom calls, and women stepping forward and being very vulnerable and telling their stories, and like, wait a minute, I thought I was the only one. I've been told that I'm the misfit, that I don't belong, that
Mhm.
and that's all part of this story that's being told, because as soon as we all get together, and that's what I'm so excited about this golden connection. The women who don't put up with shit, don't listen to the narratives and all those other things, to come together in such a powerful way. I'm really, really excited about it.
You have the ability to be able to bring in your group into the Golden Connections as a private circle. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Oh, well, you do. Well, we'll need to talk.
Okay. Yeah. So I know that part of the call to action for this this meeting discussion, and when I go back, and I don't know what you're going to do with the recording, but is that you want more women to actually join.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
we have up to 50 founders that we have coming in right now, and these are women that are taking action. You're a founder, so these are ones that They're going to roll up their sleeves and be able to do that. It's $10 a month or $100 a year, 2 months free. So it's, I mean, it's super affordable. The normal membership is $49 a month, but we're doing 50 women who are founders, and then they are the ones that are setting the tone for the way the community is going to work. And the community right now, every single woman that is in there is somebody that's a doer. And that's an amazing thing. There's nobody sitting back and saying, well, I'm here because I need help.
Right.
They're saying, I'm here because I'm able to contribute.
Right. Yeah.
Which is exactly what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And isn't that the way of looking at, I mean, even there's two things going on. Like, one is that women oftentimes don't ask for help, right? I mean, like, I'm just going to persevere. I'm going to, get through
Do
this.
it alone.
Yeah, I'm the lone wolf. I just, I don't need anybody. I'm strong, blah, blah, blah. And so that oftentimes brings on like passive aggressiveness and like, what is in it for me? I'm so tired of doing everything for everybody else, you know. But there's research that shows that if you are depressed or feeling lonely or alone, the best thing that you can do is to give.
Mm-mm.
So, right?
Well, can I share
Yeah,
something on that?
of course.
A couple of months ago, I got really sick, and I thought, oh, this might be it, But I was so concerned about what's going to happen with the community because I'm always at the helm.
Right.
And that's when it became time for me to pass the torch.
Mm.
The members in the community said, let me take over, let us take over, you heal, and we will handle it. So one woman became the president of the Golden Connections. Another one became the concierge. Others started coming forward, and I tell you, it brought such gratefulness to me and gratitude. I was able to heal. Not that I didn't think about what was going on, I did, but I didn't have to be hands-on.
Right.
And it was such a relief instead of living in that anxiety about, oh my God, if I don't have everything in place before I croak, this isn't gonna, the whole thing's gonna fall down.
Right.
Really, that's where I was. I was very vulnerable in it, and
Right.
I didn't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So now that that's in place, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
And now they've stayed in that place, and I love passing the torch and not having to be the one at the helm.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Wow. What a gift. But also, you also clearly developed this kind of community that would step up, that would see, the importance of you healing and resting and not worrying about this.
Right.
Because I think you mentioned a number of times that this community is about doing and stepping forward and giving and and in community, so you're not alone. It's not like and I think I am also always thrilled to see communities of women prosper,
Mm-hmm.
because I do feel like this model, if you want to call it a model, or this community or this culture that you're creating,
It's a connection community.
Right, is going to be the thing that heals the world.
Mm-hmm.
We are so disconnected and so polarized. So many things, gender, politics, bodies. I mean, you name it. And when you get in these communities and the noise goes away and it's just real, that's the kind of connection and healing that's going to actually heal the world.
Right.
Yeah.
It's totally different than any other kind of community. For one thing, it's safe. It's not like a Facebook. It's not a social media. There's no trolls. There's nobody there to judge. These are all women that are like-minded. They're not there to hurt each other. They're here to help. And that's what we really wanted. I'm tired of the Facebook. I'm tired of the social media. I'm tired of having to put a like on something and to show that I'm in support. I want to say something. I've got something to say. I want to be there, and
Right.
I want to show that I've got your back, girlfriend. I've got your back.
Yeah.
We're in this together, and you don't have to worry about it. You want to cry? Go ahead and cry. It's good to cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're feeling lonely. You're feeling vulnerable. I told my brother and my sister-in-law that I was just missing a hug so much. They went and they bought me a teddy bear that is hug me,
Oh,
and I sleep with that teddy bear.
that's awesome.
And what's wrong with that?
Right. Right.
What's wrong with it? Why can't I sleep with the teddy bear? I
Right.
can do whatever the hell I want, actually. And I always think now, I have nothing to worry about. I have nothing to apologize for.
Yeah.
On the platform, I get up at 3 a.m. and I do what I call my golden nuggets, and I go on and I go live. I don't care whether anybody comes on or not, and I say, if you're awake, come on. I haven't brushed my hair. I got no makeup on, but I want to talk. So how you guys doing this morning? And whatever it is, whatever that golden nugget is, I've gone into the thing about chin hairs and about lipstick, and so all these things. But where can you do that unless you're doing it in a private place?
Right. Right.
You go live on Facebook, and then everybody out there is telling, it's just my opinion anyway. I don't feel safe
Yeah.
in Facebook.
Yeah.
I feel, and I've been there since they started,
Wow.
from the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
But here I feel very safe.
Yeah. I agree. And I even LinkedIn, which is I find is the best social media platform, it's still a macrocosm or microcosm of the culture. I mean, there's still more bros on there. There's still, the algorithms really support things. The top 20 LinkedIn influencers, 18 of them were men and 2 of them were women. And it was
There you go.
because they
There
talk
you go.
about marketing, finance, money,
Yeah.
they talk about things, and women talk about people. So this kind of disruption of connection, community, I just love
Feelings. How about feelings? How about emotions? How about this is who I really am? And you know what?
Yeah.
You hurt my feelings.
Right. Yeah.
Or that made me cry.
Right.
What's wrong with talking about that?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, we're at the top of the hour. I can't believe it's so fast. Thank you so much for attending. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
This has been recorded, so Kathy, I'm going to, once this is downloaded, I'm going to send it to you.
Okay, that's be
Okay.
great. Okay.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you
This is
very
awesome.
much.
Okay.
Namaste. Thank
Okay.
you very much. Bye.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.